You open the CIA website. It looks like a normal job application. But this job is nothing like normal. You type your name carefully. Your education. Your work history. Every detail suddenly feels important. You click submit and just like that your life begins to change. Then the waiting starts. Days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass. 6 months later, an email finally appears. The CIA wants to interview you. You travel to Virginia on your own money because nobody invites you here. You invite yourself. The building looks ordinary with fluorescent lights and cheap coffee. But this is where spies are made. A man in a gray suit greets you without smiling and studies everything about you. The interview begins and it doesn't stop. 4 hours of questions. Where did you grow up? What languages do you speak? What secrets are you hiding? Have you used drugs? Have you traveled to suspicious countries? None of the questions are random. They are building a profile, turning every answer into data and every pause into suspicion. They search for patterns, weaknesses, and lies. Some applicants fail here because they slip or hesitate. But you don't. You pass the interview. But that was only step 1. The real test comes next. The polygraph room is silent. A machine waits beside a chair and you sit down. Sensors attached to your chest, your fingers, your arm. A technician watches the monitor while your heartbeat appears as moving lines and your breathing becomes numbers on a screen. The questions start again. But these questions go deeper. Have you committed a crime? Have you betrayed someone before? Would you betray again? The machine cannot truly detect lies, but you don't know that. And fear makes people honest. You begin sweating. You begin stuttering. And suddenly telling the truth feels safer. The test ends but the investigation begins, and it is far more invasive. CIA agents start asking questions about everyone who knows you. They visit your neighbors, knock on their doors, and ask about your character. They visit former employers and ask about discipline and loyalty. They find college roommates you haven't spoken to in years, and they start asking questions. They contact old friends, old partners, even people who dislike you. They ask about your habits, your temper, your drinking. They ask about your finances, your debts, your spending. Money creates vulnerability and intelligence services hunt vulnerabilities. They check your politics, your beliefs, your loyalty. They examine every address you lived at, every country you visited, every social media account you ever created. Nothing escapes the investigation. No message, no trip, no secret. They are not only looking for crimes, they are looking for leverage. Something an enemy intelligence service could use against you. Because if an enemy can control you, they can control classified information. The investigation lasts for months. Most applicants never reach this stage. But you did. Finally it ends and silence returns again. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. It looks ordinary. But inside is the answer. You have been accepted. Welcome to the CIA. This is level 2. The trainee stage. The real training begins now. They send you to Camp Peary, Virginia. Locals call it the farm. It is not a normal school. It is a spy factory, and you are the raw material. Training lasts 18 months with no shortcuts and no easy days. Your alarm rings at 5 in the morning every single day and sleep becomes a luxury. You start with a 5-mile run before breakfast. Sometimes before sunrise. Rain or snow does not matter because training never stops. The instructors are relentless. They break bad habits and weak minds. After physical training you enter the classrooms, and the real lessons begin. You study foreign governments, power structures, and political secrets. You study terrorist organizations, how they recruit, and how they hide. You learn intelligence tradecraft, the professional language of spying and the rules of deception. Tradecraft means spy skills. The skills civilians never see and enemies fear. You learn surveillance detection, how to spot someone following you before it is too late. A car behind you for 3 turns is not coincidence. It is surveillance. Finally, the target agrees. The first secret changes hands, and the operation begins. You now have an asset, someone inside the system feeding intelligence. Reports travel back to headquarters where analysts review everything. You feel satisfaction, a successful recruitment, a perfect operation. But another feeling appears. A quiet realization. This friendship was never real. You engineered it. Every conversation, every meeting, you manipulated someone's life for intelligence and national security. The asset cannot escape now because the secrets tie them to you. And tomorrow you will repeat the process with someone else. Because espionage never stops. Years pass, assignments change, missions multiply, new countries, new targets, new operations. Some missions succeed and intelligence flows to headquarters. Some missions fail and assets are caught. Eventually, your career ends quietly. Retirement arrives with no headlines and no recognition. You return home where nobody knows the truth, because your life remains classified. The world keeps moving forward as cities grow and new conflicts appear. Somewhere, a young student sits at a desk filling out an application on the CIA website, dreaming about becoming a spy and imagining adventure and heroism. They do not know about the loneliness, the secrets, or the lives that will be changed forever. And just like that, the cycle begins again.